strong.
Welcome back to Crypto for Freedom, where we talk about gaining financial freedom through the cryptocurrency markets. Today we're talking about Dogecoin and the upcoming death cross for Dogecoin on the weekly chart. If you take a look over here, the 50-week moving average, the blue line on the chart is about to cross below the 100-week moving average, the 50-week moving average crossing below the 100-week moving average is a death cross. That's about to happen here on the chart. And as you can see, this blue line come down, this yellow line is continuing to go sideways, and we could be seeing a death cross. Last time we saw this death cross happened over here in August of 2022, and right before the death cross happened, the price actually pumped up into the death cross and then sold off. So does that mean we're going to see a low here and see Dogecoin price come back up, pump up into the death cross before it sells off more? I think that's probably likely to happen. Also, I do think that Bitcoin and Dogecoin are in bear markets now, and that Dogecoin has entered into its long-term descending channel here for the bear market that we've seen 3 different times so far. And it looks like it's about to happen again here as we're entering into this long-term descending channel. Now if we come over here to the Gajian Channel, you can see that every time that the Gajian Channel flips red on the weekly chart, that is confirmation that Dogecoin is in a bear market. And as you can see, the Gajian Channel actually went ahead and flipped red here on the weekly chart for the first time since March of 2024. And with that being said, I do think that we're going to be seeing lower prices for Dogecoin, especially since we've seen Bitcoin peak out here at the green line 525 days past the halving. Historically, it's happened every single time. 540 days past the halving, we see a peak for Bitcoin, just like that. Over here, 540 days past the halving. Again, over here, 500, and this one was 530 days past the halving. But back here, 540 days past the halving. Now, it actually was less, 370 days, but that could have been a deviation where this, we could see this was the top 540 days past the halving. So anyways, you guys, that was the early days of Bitcoin, but I do think we're going to be seeing the lower prices for Doge, with Doge coming all the way down to 12 cents today. And, we could be seeing a 5-cent Dogecoin over the next 10 months or so, bringing Dogecoin all the way back down to this yellow box. I think it's completely likely, especially considering that, it kind of looks like Dogecoin is playing out this head and shoulders pattern, which is a bearish pattern. And the price target for the head and shoulders is from the high of the top of the head to the neckline. And you extrapolate that out to the breakdown. And that does kind of, seem like we're going to be seeing a lot lower prices for Dogecoin. So if you guys are in this market for the long term, you need to make sure to have your emergency fund on the sidelines. You need to make sure to have multiple streams of income coming in. That way you can pay your bills and continue to invest. And you need to make sure that you are constantly dollar cost averaging into these markets and being able to invest for the long term. That way you can build wealth. Now, let's take off the Gajian Channel and let's throw on the Bollinger Bands. And this is just showing more confirmation that, we did see a peak for Dogecoin back in November of 2024. So let's throw these on. You can see every time we have a peak for Dogecoin, we see massive expansion in the Bollinger Bands. And, we didn't really see that back over here in September of 2025, October 2025. That's when Bitcoin peaked out. We saw Dogecoin peak out in November, December of 2024. And that's when we saw this massive, expansion for the Bollinger Bands. We saw, also a high on the RSI up here at 87. And, last time we saw that high of RSI, was back over here in February of 2021. And that's when we also saw this massive expansion in the Bollinger Bands. Same with, back over here in 2017, we saw a massive expansion in the Bollinger Bands. Now, usually, this happens and then we see a bear market. So I think we're going to be seeing this death cross coming up here on the weekly chart. And I think, that could bring some sort of relief for Dogecoin. If we pull our fib, it's from the high to the low. Right there, we already retraced up to the 0.5. But could we be seeing, maybe like another, retracement to the upside back up to the 0.236, maybe 16 cents for Dogecoin, or possibly even 0.382 up to 20 cents, right before this death cross for Dogecoin. It is possible. It is likely. Anything can happen in the cryptocurrency markets. That's why you have to, like I keep saying, have that long-term thesis, have conviction in your plays, and be able to hold for, multiple years, preferably like 4 to 8 years. You want to be in crypto. I think that's how long it takes to get rich in crypto, is about 8 years. And I've been in it for like 5 years now. So, I think I have some pretty good knowledge and wisdom to share here on the Crypto for Freedom YouTube channel. So if you guys are looking for freedom through the cryptocurrency markets, make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you like the content, make sure to smash the like button. That way YouTube knows to push me out to a new audience, and so I can keep spreading this cryptocurrency gospel here, you guys. So yeah, it's I've been really busy lately, but I'm going to try to pump more videos out here, you guys. But I do think we're in this downtrend here, descending parallel channel, that it happens every single time. It's happened 3 times now. And, we do have this death cross coming up. And as you can see, I actually have the 300-week moving average, this orange line. And, Dogecoin actually does want to find that as support, back over here in 2020. It couldn't really break below it over here in 2023 either. It found a support here in July of 2024. And right now it does seem like it's wanting to break down below this, which it's only done a few times since, we've seen this 300-week moving average on the chart. So, are we going to find support here and reverse and head back up? Is Bitcoin, actually faking everybody out? Or is it really actually making this bear flag right here, where, we're going to be seeing lower prices? I think ultimately we are making this bear flag for Bitcoin, and, we could be seeing a lot lower prices, from the bottom of the flag to the top of the flagpole. We can see that, we could be seeing another 33% drop for Bitcoin. And historically, we do see big drops for Bitcoin. Over here, we saw 84%. Over here, we saw 76%. And I think it's likely that we're going to have diminishing losses, where we do see maybe a 70 to 75% retracement from the peak for Bitcoin, and that could bring Dogecoin quite a bit lower itself. Bitcoin is king, and every time that Bitcoin sneezes, that the altcoins are going to sneeze even more, get really sick and just go down to the depths of despair. So if you guys are rocking with me, make sure to subscribe to the channel, smash the likes. Remember to do your own research. None of this is financial advice. You should always do your own research. And I hope to see you back on the channel in the next video with that. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.